Hey guys, I'm here with the voice actors from Voltron, Legendary Defender, no colon, the new DreamWorks and Netflix animated series coming this Friday.
Ooh.
And we have Jeremy Shada, who voices Lance,
Yes,
and Josh
ma'am.
Keaton, who voices Shiro.
Hello.
Hi,
Hey, what's up?
let's talk about Voltron. You guys are obviously fans of the original cartoon. What do you think has made it be a fan favorite for all of these decades? And what is it that resonates with people that they want to watch this new series after numerous reboots?
Well, it's 5 big robot lions that are like forming into this big, massive robot
Action
and kicking
battles.
butt.
Yeah,
that's-
exactly.
I think that the design of the robot is iconic. I think that the storyline that ended up coming together. I mean, because we know it's from 2 different animes that just had a story kind of written over it. I think that what's made it last, at least for me, has been the big action sequences, and a lot of the story didn't really hold over to me in my head from when I was a kid, because when I was the age that I was watching it, I wasn't really thinking so much about that. I was really looking more at the action. I was looking more at the robot. I was looking at the visuals, and I think that's what really stuck out for me. And I think that our show really capitalizes on that and has some amazing visuals. But we also have a lot of backstory now.
I think with this version of it, I think you actually get a lot of the real and awesome storyline behind all of it, and you actually want to know more of the story. And sometimes like the action in this is awesome. The mixture of the 2D animation, the anime style mixed with the 3D lions and the ships and the space battles and stuff. But it's sometimes like the action is awesome, but sometimes I'm almost even more interested now with the storyline that we have in the show, and I love all the characters are much more individual and unique, and definitely have their own little quirks, and the comedy is there. The comedy in this is awesome. I don't think there was a whole lot of comedy in the original really, but this show has a lot of comedy.
And it's organic too. I mean,
Yeah.
it's weird. There's a difference in how stuff is presented for Netflix versus how it was presented in the 80s. In the 80s, you would have all of these like commercial breaks. So you would have these cliffhangers that would have to be written into several parts of the show.
All the time.
All the time, and it kind of would break up the flow. And so now with Netflix, it's different. You don't have to write that way. So you can have stuff evolve more organically, and it's really cool to see it happen.
Yeah, and people can just sit there and watch
Yeah, it's like you're watching
hours
a full
nonstop
storyline.
Literally,
of
yeah.
Voltron.
Yeah, that's the dream.
So let's talk about your characters, Shiro and Lance. How much of your personality has gone into these characters, and what do you like the most about your respective characters?
I am Lance. No,
True.
true fact. No. I think with all these characters, there's definitely a certain amount of each of us that's in the character. No matter what, your voice is still being lent to it, so you have kind of you're breathing life into that character when you're voicing them. And Lance is probably the closest to my normal voice out of pretty much any animated character I've played thus far. The only thing I really change is I try and make him a little bit more wannabe suave, I guess is the best thing I can say. I always think of like almost like the old 60s like Captain Kirk when he's like talking to women, I guess. That's I kind of put a little bit of that on Lance.
Notice how the eyebrow just went up
Yeah,
instinctually?
exactly. It does, subconsciously. If you watch me in the booth, I'll be like, well, hello there, I'm Lance. Like, that's what happens. But yeah, Lance he's very energetic. Well, yeah, he's very crazy at times, but Lance is kind of a wannabe woman's man. He's a little bit of a hothead. He thinks he's awesome, and he is awesome at times. Other times he's not. He wants to kind of be, I guess, bigger than he is at times. He's very competitive, I guess.
Ambitious.
He's a little competitive. He's a little vicious. He's very competitive.
Ambitious.
Ambitious. There you go. He's very competitive with Keith in particular. They kind of have a rivalry, and he constantly wants to kind of one-up Keith. But he can also be very loyal at times. He looks up to Shiro. He, at the very least, obeys your orders. So I guess that's important. Sure. But yeah, he's very fun. It's the closest thing to my normal voice I've done, and he's just kind of a hot shot wannabe ladies man. And he kind of ends up being a lot of comic relief at times, which for me is fun. A lot of stuff I've done hasn't been as much of the comic relief, so I enjoy getting to have the jokes, have the good lines.
Yeah.
And what about your character, Shiro?
Shiro is the leader, and Shiro's kind of interesting because he originally, I don't think he was originally friends with all of them from the beginning. They just knew of him because he was like this, really respected up and comer at the garrison. He's older than everybody, So he's always kind of had a little bit of separation from these guys that he's now leading. But they've looked up to him based on kind of almost like the legend that they heard of Shiro, even though he's kind of their contemporary. Now Shiro has been away. Shiro got captured by the Galra on a mission, and everybody rescues him, except Shiro has kind of this PTSD memory loss where he has some fragments of what are coming back, and he knows that there's going to be some kind of invasion, but he doesn't really know how to articulate it, and so everybody busts him out. He's got a calmness to him. He basically can kick butt when he needs to kick butt, but he doesn't really live in that aggressive place. There definitely is a grounded and a centeredness to him, a focus to him, and I think everybody else on the team sees that, and that's why they're so willing to follow him, because he never really loses sight of his goal. He's always got this at the forefront, the goal, protecting his team, and I think everybody sees and respects that. He's almost like the father figure of this group, even though he's not much older than him. He's slightly older than him, but he's got a wisdom that is far beyond his years, and I think a lot of that might come from him having to now fill in the blanks of what's in his memory and really find out why. And when he has all this unknown, he has to ask these questions, and that's what makes him really start putting all this together. I definitely feel like there's some aspects of Shiro in me, because I've learned a lot of patience in my life. I used to be one of the most impatient, annoyed, that's how I used to be, and I have kids now, and that's completely made me have to change that. And I have to focus more, and I have to not be so quick to get emotional and upset and all of that. And I definitely think that there's a lot of that in Shiro. There's compassion in Shiro, even though you don't really see a lot of expression on him. He's that stoic guy, but he's always going to be there for you.
He's a born leader.
Yeah.
He's also got that badass cyber prosthetic arm.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
So what do we have to look forward to in the season, broadly? I know that you guys don't film Voltron in every episode, and you guys have your own adventures and your own journeys and own character development.
And some of that stuff is really awesome.
Yeah.
So is there anything you can tease that doesn't spoil anything?
We actually, you're going to see a lot of character development from every single character, even in the first 11 episodes.
Yeah.
And there's definitely going to be some shifts in stuff and some revelations that'll happen. I guess I can't say anything more than that.
Yeah. You'll see
a lot of space,
a lot of different planets.
A lot of different planets. Cool aliens.
Yeah.
Actually, though, some of the stuff I love. Some of the action, even when we're not in the actual Lions or in Voltron, some of the ground action with the characters. Every character has their own specific weapon when they're on the ground, and so seeing them actually just combat some of the ground troops and stuff is always really, really fun.
And are you guys following the storylines of the original cartoon at all, or is it pretty much diverging?
It's kind of brand new.
Yeah.
You have a lot of the same characters that are just redone versions of themselves.
Right.
And so there's going to be some stuff that'll be similar, but it's kind of a reimagining in the sense that you're seeing all of them come together for the first time. It's not like they're all already there. They're coming together for the first time. And this is also the first time that they're even finding other aliens, so they're not used to fighting aliens. This is the beginning is like a first contact kind of scenario.
Yeah, this really starts out with humankind learning that there is alien life.
And so just with that, you're having a lot of the storylines be completely brand new. And I think you'll see little homages and elements that just kind of pay a little bit of fan service to the original. Definitely, for sure, a lot of that. But it's its own new story, and the overall story is really awesome.
DreamWorks Voltron, Legendary Defender. All episodes June 10th, only on Netflix.